What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today, with E3 coming up in only a couple days, I want to talk about the press conference that I'm actually the most interested in, and this may surprise you that it's Microsoft's and the whole getting details on the Xbox Scorpio. I have mentioned in past videos that I'm pretty intrigued by this system, mostly because it's hard for me to think of how they're actually going to sell people on this thing. Microsoft, in my opinion, is really the underdog of the big three console manufacturers heading into E3. I mean, Sony and the PlayStation 4 has pretty much been the undisputed king this generation, and Nintendo has a lot of hype coming in off of the launch of the Nintendo Switch. And while killing it with this announcement could turn things around for Microsoft, it's just hard to see with how things have been going with the canceling of games, etc., how they're going to get people excited for this box. So after sitting and thinking about it for a while, I've come up with 5 ways that I think they can pull people away from their PS4, Switches, and even PCs, and go back to the glory days of the 360 with the Scorpio. Some of these are crazier than others, I'll admit, but let's be honest, they're going to need to make some big moves with this thing. And since we already have a good idea of the specs for it, I'm going to just assume going in that they're going to show games running on it and they're going to look awesome. So let's start with the most obvious thing, exclusives. More so, new exclusive or new IPs. The state of Xbox exclusives have been pretty miserable as of late. The big franchises like Gears of War and Halo have largely been disappointing. Dead Rising 4 was a game they made. I bet plenty of you already forgot about it because, yeah, no one cared. I think they need new blood here. Maybe something that isn't a shooter. I just don't think the hype is there as much as it used to be for Microsoft's current IPs. I want to see more out-of-the-box ideas like the whole Sea of Thieves that's coming from Rare. In fact, I hope we get a more in-depth gameplay look at that. Because we know Sony is going to have heavy hitters this year like God of War, that Days Gone game, and the new Spider-Man title, which I'm actually pretty hyped for. And Microsoft needs to find a way to somehow, someway, outdo them. Because, as we know, having a powerful console is great, but you need games to play on it. Now, while we know the system is coming out this year, we don't know when it's actually coming out. And I think Microsoft could surprise us here. They've mentioned holiday 2017 during the initial reveal, which would make me assume probably a November release, which I get it, a holiday, it's always a safe time for a system to launch and do well. But I'd like to see this thing come out earlier. In fact, much earlier. Probably something like August. This way, the system is out before all the holiday games, whether they be first or third party. I mean, doesn't it make sense that you'd want to have this system before the games come out? Because I think you got a lot of people who are looking to upgrade even from a standard PS4 and Xbox One to either a PS4 Pro or an Xbox Scorpio. I mean, let's be real, we're talking about the more powerful versions. The PS4 Pro is largely what the Scorpio is going to be competing against. So if you got somebody that's, on the fence, been thinking about a PS4 Pro, it could factor in like, hey, I could buy a PS4 Pro and play this game now, or, wait till the end of the year to play it on the Scorpio. As of right now, I haven't really looked at the game release calendar for this year, but things typically start to drop in like September, with releases ramping up through November and some trickling into December. So give us the system before the holiday rush so we've got it ready to play these games as they release. Plus, it's not like the holidays are going anywhere, it'll still be the newest system available for the holiday season. At the middle of this list, I want to start to talk about what I think is the biggest hurdle for the Xbox Scorpio, which is the question, why not just buy a gaming PC? With Xbox's whole Play Anywhere program allowing you to play new Xbox exclusives on your PC, why should we buy this souped up console over a PC? Well, one way is, let's update the stuff that hasn't been released on PC. Similar to the PlayStation Pro, Microsoft should make updates to past games to give them visual improvements on the Scorpio. Some obvious choices would be big titles like Halo 5. In fact, the Master Chief Collection would be one that I'd be interested in. But we could go further here. With the help of the whole backwards compatibility deal, we could do updates for past-gen games. This could open the door to a lot of possibilities. Now, this is a more crazier idea and would probably cost Microsoft some money, but imagine this. Red Dead Redemption 2 has been delayed, right? One of the most anticipated titles out there right now. And the original Red Dead Redemption hasn't been released on anything besides the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So what if Rockstar came out and said they're doing a Red Dead Redemption 1 upgrade for the Scorpio? And if you already have the original game for 360, you're good to go. You're going to be playing the game in 4K at 60 frames per second. And it's going to be available at launch. Granted, that's just a port, but I think it's one that would actually move the needle with some people. But that's enough of the games crap. Let's talk money. The language we can all get behind. Again, with the PC deal, one of the biggest issues with selling people on an Xbox over a PC is Xbox Live. The fact that you have to pay a fee to play games online. So, simple. Get rid of it. Or perhaps make the thing optional, maybe lower it, and just give people the free games and discounts with it. With the whole Windows 10 influence, Microsoft is clearly trying to make their consoles more PC-like. So, let's go the extra mile and ditch that required fee. Especially with Nintendo getting ready to launch their whole paid online service, this could be a huge win for Microsoft, making them effectively the only home console where you can play online for free. But let's not stop there. Let's close with perhaps the biggest question surrounding the Xbox Scorpio. With all this touting of mega horsepower, raises the concerns of high costs. I've seen people say perhaps $500 or even $600. I don't think they could get away with more than that. But if Microsoft wants to drop one big bomb on us, this is the place to do it. The $500 price tag is what screwed them at launch, putting out a less powerful console at $100 more than their competitors. So let's rectify it here. Close out by saying the Xbox Scorpio launches at X date at $400 in the US, the same price as the PS4 Pro. Essentially turning the tide, with hardware-wise, the Xbox regaining the throne as the best deal in gaming. Microsoft wants to get back all the gamers who abandoned them this generation, right? Here's how you do it. $400 for the most powerful console ever made essentially tells consumers, hey, we know we screwed up, and we're willing to lose our ass on this system to get you back. Sure, the production of the system would likely come at a big loss for them, but unless you're Nintendo, software is where you make money in the gaming industry anyway, and you can't move software if you don't have people buying your system. And I think this would go a long way in doing that. So that's it. Those are 5 ways I think Microsoft can really make a comeback with the Scorpio. Yes, again, I realize some of these ideas are the result of serious wishful thinking, but they need to go hard if they want to become relevant again. And with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know if these things would sell you on an Xbox Scorpio. If not, what would they need to do to sell you on it? Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel now, and you can say you were a subscriber before it was cool. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.